by the pandemic, and that is ketchup. My favorite thing on earth. Ketchup. I love ketchup. It's my favorite condiment, and restaurants in particular are struggling to find ketchup packets. There is a shortage going on right now, and it's a lot to deal with. A lot of people ordering takeout, so they're not going in to sit down at restaurants where you can use the bottle of Heinz ketchup, right? You got to put all those ketchup packets in the takeout order, and prices for ketchup packets have spiked 13% since January 2020 because of the demand, and Heinz says they're not able to keep up with it. So they're urging restaurants to be patient while they actually work to increase their manufacturing and get more ketchup packets out there.
Well, if people can survive a toilet paper shortage for a while, we can figure out a way to get whatever Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, you can go home and use your own ketchup.
It'll be fancy ketchup.
It might be a topic for another day, but I know we're talking about, of all the name brands, I think Heinz ketchup is the one that I would support more than any other. You know, it's like if I see a different brand of ketchup, I say, this restaurant's not that nice. They're not using Heinz. I don't know why. It's so stupid.
Turn left onto Flagstaff Street, then turn right onto Union Lake Road.
All right, thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, if these guys are there, should the Lions say yes? 97 on the thing.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Looking at the updated pro baseball futures market, Los Angeles of the National League, the odds-on favorite at plus 350. Houston's odds have seen the biggest dip since the season started last week.
In half a
Houston
mile, turn
opened
left
to
onto
22-1, down to 14-1. Houston still has a loaded lineup with a solid pitching staff. Oakland has taken a step back, so the AL West definitely there for the taking. And at this point in the season, fans may not want to hear it, but Houston looks like a real contender to win it all. And their best pitcher set to return later in the season. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Up your lawn with Scott's best four-step lawn program. It's only $64.99 after instant rebate, and get a $20 gift card. 6 locations, or order online at EnglishGardens.com. Call 800-335-GROW for the store nearest you.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Now's the time to have Hall Financial refinance your home loan. Shave years off your loan, cut down your payment, consolidate your debt. Hall Financial will help you achieve all your goals. Don't miss out on historically low rates. Go to DavidHallMortgage.com.
Sharman, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it. Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 regular rolls in one. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
We need the forklift over here.
Indeed, those unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Those bolts need to be adjusted. The shippers are coming at noon, so we gotta get this done.
Like at Dennis's plastic startup, to stay flexible, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plan. For affordable life insurance, log on to NBPHealth.com.
97 won the ticket. Would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city.
Rebuild City.
We built this city on rock and roll.
97.1, the ticket is the Stony and Jansen program. Mike Tirico joins us at 7 o'clock. Akil Badu at 9 o'clock, and Woj, Wednesdays with Wojo at 9:35. More and more mock drafts coming out with the trade a couple of weeks ago with the Jets, and then the one with the Carolina Panthers getting Sam Darnold as well. And I saw Justin Rogers of the Detroit News has his 2.0, and he has the Lions taking Devontae Smith ahead of Waddle. And in his scenario, I believe Trey Lance and Justin Fields are there. I saw another mock draft yesterday from the very highly respected Daniel Jeremiah, who believes the Lions would take Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And then there's another one by, we mentioned this briefly yesterday, Mike Tannenbaum, the former Jets GM on ESPN, still thinks the Carolina Panthers will take a quarterback, which to me doesn't make sense, but he says you can never have too many quarterbacks, and especially since Darnold only has 2 more years of his contract, kind of like Jared Goff, that if you think you have a possible franchise quarterback there, go for it. I don't think I would do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if you look at his work with Miami and the Jets, you can see why he's now doing mock drafts and not actually building a war room.
That's a good point. All right, so the question is, if Lance or Fields are there at 7, not whether they should trade up to get one, which to me, I definitely don't want them to do that. Would you endorse taking a quarterback at 7? And my answer to my own question would be, I would not endorse that. On one caveat, and we'll never know the caveat unless they say it after they pick him, if they believe that Justin Fields, Trey Lance, because we are under the assumption it's going to go Lawrence, Wilson, Jones. Adam Schefter yesterday said he's almost positive the 49ers are getting back Jones. But to me, unless you, and there's obviously no guarantee, if you really think that Trey Lance or Justin Fields is going to be a quarterback that you can build your franchise around for the next decade, then maybe you do it. But I think they're going to be, Lance I know nothing about. I mean, I've seen videos. I can't even, make a decision on him. But Justin Fields, I think is going to be good. I just don't think I would make that pick there.
So I'll ask you this question before I give you my answer. Is the number 7 pick right now, is that the highest that you feel the Lions will be picking in the next 3 years?
No, I think they might be worse this year, and so you would have a, 6 or better next year.
So you think that they're going to win less than 5 games? Because they're playing
an extra game, so
yeah, but so is everybody else.
I know, I understand that, but
so if they get to 6, that's your extra game.
Yeah, with everybody, they might be in that same realm at 6 wins. I don't know. I think they're gonna have 1 year where the first year it's not gonna be very good, because I don't think they're gonna be very good this year.
I think they will struggle. I do think they're gonna find a way to win a handful of games. And whether it's 6 or 7, and we're going to all have to readjust when we say 7 wins or 8 wins no longer will be 500.
Correct.
And so we're going to have to adjust our thinking a little bit. I think it's probably going to take a few years before we actually get to that point. Heck, I still say the Chargers are in San Diego, so I have not yet adjusted to that. And so that's my question, and that's what I deal with is, if you are picking number 7 this year and you are trying to project what your number 7 pick is going to be, along with every other draft pick, you're also trying to project, okay, next year we're going to have 2 first-round picks.
Right.
But if I want to use that draft capital to actually add talent and not have to package it to move up in the draft to take a quarterback, is Trey Lance or Justin Fields a quarterback that we can get this year, because most people believe there's going to be 5 taken in the first round? Is that individual, to your point, can we build this franchise around that individual? Can we get our franchise quarterback? And I think that either of those guys, having to choose at number 7, I would take Trey Lance. I've already said that before, because I believe that with Jared Goff as your quarterback for the next 2 years, you will now have the opportunity to draft a quarterback that can sit and learn and develop, and you can put him in there at times because the Lions are going to not be good next year. So at some point in the second half of the season, or at any point, you can sprinkle him in to get him some real live game experience.
Look, I understand the upside of doing that. I just think,
but this is the first year of a rebuild, and if you swing and you miss, I would rather swing and miss this year because we can go back and revisit the situation next year or in 2 years. I don't want to have to.
Or you just have Jared Goff there for another year or two.
Right. Yeah, so you have a number of different ways that you can get out of making a bad, or having a player that doesn't develop. I don't want to say making a bad decision, but having a player that doesn't develop the way you want, because it could be anybody that you take there. If you take Kyle Pitts and he doesn't pan out to be, a wide receiver or the best one that you could have taken in this draft, or if it's Penei Sewell and he falls flat on his face, or if it's Jamar Chase. I mean, we don't know what any of these players are going to be. So I would take the risk and say, yes, I would take Trey Lance this year at number 7 if he's available. Here's where the Lions, I don't think, can go wrong. I don't know that Trey Lance is available because the wild card is that number 4 pick with Atlanta. Are they going to take a quarterback and say, Matt Ryan, hey, for the next 2 years, you're our quarterback. We're going to develop, whether it's Trey Lance or Justin Fields, to be the next guy for our franchise. They're somewhat in the same situation, and I don't know that Atlanta is going to be picking this high again as well. If they say, we don't want to take a quarterback, they have great value in that. Denver could trade up from number 9 to number 4 and take that quarterback. Either way, I think a quarterback is selected at number 4. I don't really care who the team is.